Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that will absolutely shock you. Nobody knew this, not the audience, not even some of their closest co-stars. For years, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been one of Hollywood's favorite couples, smiling, laughing, hosting, and living that perfect life on screen. But what really happens when the cameras stop rolling? What's the secret life they've been hiding from the world? Stay tuned till the end, because the truth behind Kelly and Mark's marriage will leave you speechless. Nobody knew this. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos' secret life behind the cameras. Behind the bright lights of morning television, the glimmer of Hollywood red carpets, and those picture-perfect Instagram posts, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have built an image of perfection. To the world, they are the dream couple. Beautiful, funny, strong, and inseparable. But what if I told you that behind those charming smiles lies a story few could ever imagine? A story of love, struggle, misunderstandings, and a secret pact that kept their world together. It all started long before the fame, long before Live with Kelly and Mark. The two met on the set of All My Children in the 90s. Their chemistry was instant, too strong to ignore. But even in those early days, the story was never as simple as it looked. Behind the scenes, both Kelly and Mark faced constant pressure, not just from fame, but from each other. Mark was the handsome newcomer, full of confidence but also shadowed by insecurity. Kelly was already the network's rising star, someone everyone looked up to. When they fell in love, it felt magical. But Hollywood doesn't always allow fairy tales to last untouched. Their relationship quickly became a topic of gossip. Some people said it wouldn't last a year. Others whispered that their chemistry on screen was too good to be true. But Kelly and Mark didn't care. They eloped to Las Vegas in 1996, secretly, without telling anyone. No grand ceremony, no Hollywood drama, just the two of them, young, in love, and determined to protect their story. Yet that secret elopement became the first twist in their long love story. Because what no one knew was that Kelly's family had no idea about it until after it happened. For years, she carried the guilt of hiding that from them, and it became one of the first cracks in their seemingly perfect world. Fast forward to the early 2000s. Kelly was now hosting Live, taking over from Kathy Lee Gifford. Mark was pursuing his acting career, often away for filming. That distance, those months apart, tested their relationship in ways the public never saw. Kelly once admitted privately that she felt like a single mom sometimes, managing the kids and the show all at once. But Mark had his own struggles too. The pressure to match his wife's fame weighed heavily on him. Hollywood can be cruel to men who aren't in the spotlight as brightly as their partners. He tried to stay supportive, tried to celebrate her success, but deep down it wasn't easy. And then came the unspoken agreement that changed everything. Kelly and Mark made a promise, one they never told the public. They vowed never to let their disagreements reach the press. No matter what happened between them, the world would only see love, laughter, and unity. They decided that their marriage would always appear flawless, even when it wasn't. That pact became both their shield and their burden. Behind closed doors, their arguments sometimes grew intense. There were nights when Kelly would sleep in a different room, mornings when Mark would leave for a shoot without saying goodbye. But by the time the cameras rolled, their smiles returned. Perfect, practiced, and convincing. Fans watching live would never have guessed the tension. Their chemistry on screen seemed natural. Playful teasing, inside jokes, the kind of comfort that comes from years of togetherness. But sometimes those jokes had hidden meanings. A playful jab about Mark's temper, a sarcastic comment about Kelly's control issues. It was all real, just disguised as humor. One insider once revealed that during the commercial breaks, the mood could shift instantly. They'd turn away from each other, silent, checking phones or avoiding eye contact. But as soon as the cameras turned back on, smile, charm, laughter. And yet, they stayed together. They worked through it. They raised 3 children, celebrated milestones, and built a life that still inspires millions. So what was the secret that held them together when so many Hollywood couples fell apart? It wasn't just love. It was understanding. Kelly once said in a private interview that Mark doesn't always say the right thing, but he always comes back. That small phrase reveals so much. Their bond isn't about perfection. It's about forgiveness, about choosing each other again and again, even when it's hard. But there's more. Another secret few fans ever knew. In 2018, Kelly and Mark went through a private crisis that almost ended their marriage. Mark had been away for months shooting Riverdale. The distance grew unbearable. Rumors started swirling. Some tabloids claimed Mark was getting too close to his co-stars. Kelly was hurt, angry, and confused. Instead of confronting it publicly, she disappeared from social media for several weeks. Fans thought she was just taking a break. But insiders later revealed she was in therapy trying to process everything. When she returned, her posts seemed lighter, funnier. But underneath that humor, there was a woman fighting for her marriage. Then came a turning point. A quiet, private conversation that changed everything. Kelly reportedly told Mark, "If we keep pretending everything's fine, one day it won't be." That moment broke through years of silence. They finally opened up to each other, not as TV stars or public figures, but as two people trying to hold on to love. And from that moment, their relationship began to transform. Mark decided to take fewer projects that kept him away from home. Kelly made time for herself outside of work. They started going on secret weekend getaways. No phones, no publicity, no cameras. Just them. But the most surprising twist came when they started working together again. When Mark became Kelly's permanent co-host on Live, fans assumed it was a simple career move. But insiders say it was actually part of their healing. They wanted to reconnect, not just at home, but in the place where their love story began, in front of cameras. Of course, working together came with new challenges. The first few weeks were awkward. Their timing was off. Producers whispered that the chemistry didn't feel natural. But slowly, something changed. Viewers began to notice the small moments. The way Kelly looked at Mark when he laughed. The way Mark gently placed a hand on her shoulder during a tough story. Those weren't scripted. They were real. The couple had found a new rhythm, a new chapter in their story. And just when everyone thought they'd seen it all, they made one more bold decision: to stop hiding their imperfections. In a recent candid conversation on the show, Kelly joked, "We've been married long enough to fight during commercial breaks and make up before the next segment." The audience laughed. But for those who knew, that line was more truth than comedy. Mark chimed in, saying, "That's what marriage is. You don't stop fighting, you just learn how to fight better." It was an unscripted, honest moment that revealed the essence of who they really are. Two people who've lived through storms but never stopped holding on. Yet another twist was still to come. Last year, rumors spread that Kelly was considering stepping back from Live for good, not because of burnout, but because she wanted to spend more time with Mark away from the cameras. Sources claimed the couple was exploring a private lifestyle, traveling, writing, maybe even producing together. Fans panicked, thinking she was leaving TV forever. But Kelly later clarified, saying she wasn't quitting, just rebalancing. She said, "There's a whole world outside these cameras, and sometimes you have to step away to remember who you are." Those words hit differently. They weren't just about work. They were about rediscovering life beyond the spotlight. Today, Kelly and Mark seem stronger than ever. Their bond feels deeper, their laughter more genuine, their connection more real. But make no mistake, it's not because their life is perfect. It's because they've learned to be perfectly honest about its imperfections. And that honesty is the real secret behind the cameras. Still, the story doesn't end there. Sources close to the couple reveal that Kelly has been quietly working on something personal, a memoir. Not just about fame or Hollywood, but about love, loss, and resilience. Insiders say it includes chapters about her early marriage struggles, her motherhood challenges, and yes, the hard moments with Mark. Mark, on the other hand, has been planning something special for their upcoming anniversary. Something no one will see coming. A public love letter of sorts, but done in his own quiet way. People close to them say it's his way of showing the world that despite everything, despite fame, fights, and years of spotlight pressure, his heart still belongs to Kelly. And that's the twist no one expected. The same cameras that once created distance between them are now the very things bringing them closer. Every laugh, every playful argument, every emotional confession on Live, It's all part of their story. A story that reminds us that behind the glamour, every couple has their battles. The difference is, Kelly and Mark chose to face theirs esta together. So the next time you see them smiling on your TV screen, remember what's it so? It's not a show. It's real love, rebuilt through time, tears, and trust. Because sometimes the biggest secrets are the ones that teach us the most beautiful truth. That love isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, even when the cameras are off. And that's the life Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been quietly living all along. Their secret life behind the cameras wasn't a scandal. It was a lesson. A reminder that true love isn't about the moments everyone sees. It's about the ones no one ever does. And that's the untold truth behind Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos' secret life. A story of love, imperfection, and strength hidden in plain sight. What do you think about their behind-the-scenes journey? Were you surprised by the truth behind the smiles? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because there's so much more coming your way. Till next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching for the stories that Hollywood doesn't want you to know.